Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but your dreams remain distant? Have you ever wondered why, even when praying, working hard, and maintaining positive thoughts, what you desire so much always seems to slip through your fingers like fine sand? Perhaps you've experienced the frustration of seeing others manifest their realities with ease, while you remain stuck in patterns you can't understand or break free from. There is something happening deep within your being, something invisible to the eye, yet powerful enough to block every move toward your most sacred goals. These obstacles don't reside on the surface of your consciousness. They inhabit deep layers, woven into the silence of your oldest memories, intertwined with beliefs you don't even know you carry. They are internal whispers that say, "This isn't for me. I don't deserve it. People like me don't reach that level." These voices have become so familiar that you may not even notice them anymore, but they continue to work tirelessly behind the scenes of your existence, sabotaging every attempt at expansion, undermining every effort at transformation. And the most painful part is that you might be blaming yourself, believing there's something fundamentally wrong with you, when in reality, you're simply carrying programming that isn't yours. Today, you will be led into a sacred space where these invisible barriers can finally be dissolved. Saint Germain, the ascended master of alchemy and transformation, has prepared for you a spiritual sanctuary known as the Chamber of Co-Creation. In this temple of violet light, you will not only identify the blocks preventing your manifestation, but will experience their complete transmutation. The violet flame, this sacred fire that consumes all density without destroying the essence, will work through every layer of your being, transforming fear into courage, doubt into certainty, scarcity into abundance. This is not a common visualization practice. It is a real alchemical encounter with spiritual forces that exist beyond the limitations of the physical world, yet can profoundly alter your material reality. Saint Germain will be present, guiding every step of this inner journey, holding the sacred space as you delve into the depths of your unconscious. You are not alone in this process. I am with you. My voice will be your anchor, and Saint Germain's presence will be your protection and your catalyst for transformation. Many people don't understand that manifestation isn't just about positive thinking or repeating affirmations. Manifestation is the sacred process of bringing from the spiritual realm into the physical realm that which already exists as a possibility in the quantum field of creation. Every thought is a seed, every emotion is the water that nourishes that seed, and your belief is the fertile soil where it can grow. But what happens when the soil is contaminated with toxins from past experiences? When the water is polluted with unresolved hurts? When the seeds are planted on rocks of disbelief? Nothing blossoms, no matter how pure your intentions. The blocks you carry have been formed over years, perhaps decades, possibly even through generations. You may have inherited patterns of scarcity from your ancestors, absorbed limiting beliefs during childhood, or developed protective mechanisms in response to traumas that now hinder your growth. These patterns are like programs running in the background on the computer of your mind, consuming energy, directing your choices, shaping your reality in ways you didn't consciously choose. They operate on autopilot, which is why they are so difficult to change through willpower alone. The violet flame possesses a unique frequency capable of penetrating these dense layers of conditioning. It doesn't force, doesn't judge, doesn't attack. It simply touches each limiting pattern with transformative love, and that pattern, when touched by the light, can no longer maintain its original form. It's like ice being touched by the sun. The transformation is inevitable, natural, complete. What was solid becomes fluid. What was heavy becomes light. What was dark becomes luminous. And in this alchemical process, something new is born. A version of you free from invisible shackles, capable of consciously co-creating with the universe. On this journey, you will descend to the deepest levels of your psyche, places rarely visited by awakened consciousness. You will clearly see the hidden thoughts that govern your actions, feel the repressed emotions that block your energetic flow, recognize the fundamental beliefs that define the limits of what you believe is possible for yourself. And with Saint Germain by your side, you will not only recognize these patterns, you will transform them. Every limiting belief will be converted into creative power. Every fear will be alchemized into faith. Every doubt will be transmuted into unwavering certainty. Prepare to enter a space where time and space function differently, where your soul can finally express its true nature, where the impossible becomes not only possible, but inevitable. This is your moment of liberation. This is your invitation to consciously co-create the life your soul came to experience. The chamber of co-creation is open, and Saint Germain awaits your presence. Begin now by allowing your body to find a truly comfortable position. It doesn't matter if you're sitting, lying down, or reclining. What matters is that your body can completely relax, releasing all unnecessary tension. Gently close your eyes as if closing the curtains of a sacred temple, creating a protected inner space where transformation can happen without external interference. Bring your attention to your breath, that silent miracle that sustains your life every moment without you needing to think about it. Inhale deeply through your nose, feeling the cool air entering, expanding your lungs, carrying vital oxygen to every cell of your body. Hold gently for a moment, allowing this nourishing air to spread completely. Now exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing not just air, but every worry, every anxiety, every weight you've been carrying. Do this again, breathing even more deeply this time, as if drinking pure light from the universe. Hold and release, allowing waves of relaxation to spread from the center of your chest in all directions of your being. As you continue breathing at this calm and deep rhythm, begin to feel your body growing heavier, as if gently sinking into a cloud of comfort. Your forehead relaxes, releasing all mental worries. Your eyes rest completely in their sockets, not needing to see anything in the outer world. Your jaw loosens, teeth slightly parted, releasing tensions you didn't even know you were holding. Your neck lengthens and softens, allowing your head to be completely supported. You don't need to make any effort. Your shoulders, which perhaps carry the weight of so many responsibilities, now drop naturally, releasing layers upon layers of accumulated tension. Feel this release moving down your arms, like a warm wave of relaxation flowing through your elbows, forearms, wrists, until it reaches your hands. Your hands rest, completely relaxed. Palms open to receive, fingers loose, holding nothing. You are learning, in this moment, what it truly means to let go. Now bring awareness to your chest and heart. Feel this sacred space at the center of your being, where emotions are felt, where love is generated, where your purest essence resides. Allow all rigidity in this area to dissolve. Your heart beats at its perfect rhythm, pumping life through you without you needing to control it. Trust this process. Descend with your attention to your abdomen, this center of personal power, of digesting not just food but life experiences. Allow it to soften, expand with each inhale, relax with each exhale. Your back, which supports you throughout the day, can now rest completely, fully supported by the surface beneath you. From the base of your spine to the top, each vertebra relaxes, creating space between the discs, allowing vital energy to flow freely through this central channel. Your hips release, your legs become heavy and relaxed, your knees free of any tension, your calves melting, your ankles loose, your feet resting completely. You are fully present in your body and simultaneously, completely relaxed. In this state of deep physical relaxation, you begin to perceive a soft light emerging in your inner vision. It is a violet light, luminous and vibrant, pulsing with divine intelligence. This is the presence of the violet flame approaching you. As you observe, this violet light begins to form a path before you, a corridor made entirely of violet crystals that glow with their own light. The walls of this corridor emanate a frequency of unconditional love and transformation, inviting you to walk through it. You find yourself standing in your spiritual body, perfectly healthy and whole, before this corridor of violet crystal. You take your first step and instantly feel the energy of the violet flame beginning to work on your energetic field. Each step you take in this sacred corridor cleanses layers of density from your physical body, even as it rests in the material world. You may feel a gentle tingling, a delicate vibration coursing through your physical structure, signaling that energetic cleansing is taking place. As you walk, the crystals around you reflect not only light, but also show glimpses of memories stored in your physical body. Tensions held in the shoulders from times of excessive responsibility, back pains that are actually unexpressed fears, stomach discomforts that represent situations you couldn't emotionally digest. The body always speaks, always stores, always remembers, and now, walking through this alchemical corridor, every cellular memory is being touched by the transforming flame. You continue walking, feeling lighter, freer, more alive with each step. In the distance, you see a large golden door, adorned with sacred symbols that seem to pulse with a life of their own. It is the entrance to the chamber of co-creation. As you approach, the door begins to open slowly, and an intense yet pleasant light flows through it. You feel the presence of Saint Germain beyond this door, awaiting your arrival with paternal love, ready to guide you through the deepest transformation you have ever experienced. You cross the threshold of the golden door and enter the circular chamber. The space is vast, yet at the same time, intimate. The walls are made of pure amethyst, and at the center of the chamber burns a magnificent violet flame, dancing without consuming, transforming without destroying. Saint Germain is there, his presence majestic yet welcoming, his eyes overflowing with the wisdom of ages. He extends his hand toward you, not for you to hold it, but as a gesture of blessing. Welcome, beloved child of light. You hear in your heart, not with physical ears, but with spiritual perception. You have come to free yourself, and so it shall be. Saint Germain invites you to approach the center of the chamber, where the violet flame dances with hypnotic and graceful movement. Now bring to your mind what you most desire to manifest in your life, he says, with a voice that resonates through your entire being. You allow this dream, this goal, this reality that your heart longs to experience, to emerge into your consciousness. It could be financial abundance, radiant health, a loving relationship, clear purpose, inner peace, or any other legitimate aspiration of your soul. Don't judge your desire, just allow it to take form. As you focus on this desire, something extraordinary happens. A golden flame begins to form before you, floating in the air, pulsing with the living energy of your dream. This golden flame represents the potential reality that already exists in the quantum field, awaiting only your permission and alignment to manifest on the physical plane. You observe its beauty, feel its promise, recognize that it is real, even if it hasn't yet taken material form in your life. But then, Saint Germain gently touches your shoulder and says, "Now, allow your unconscious mind to reveal what blocks this manifestation." In this sacred moment of absolute honesty, you begin to notice something emerging from the shadows of your consciousness. These are thoughts you may have never fully admitted. "I'm not capable of this. People like me don't achieve these things. This is too good to be true. I'll fail as I've failed before." Each limiting belief appears as a dark form, floating between you and your golden flame of manifestation, partially or totally blocking its light. You are now invited to scan your physical body as you observe these limiting beliefs. Where do you feel these limitations in your body? Perhaps there's a tightness in your chest when you think, "I don't deserve this." A contraction that reveals years of low self-esteem crystallized in muscle tissue. Perhaps your stomach clenches when the belief, "there isn't enough," emerges, reflecting ancestral anxiety about survival that you inherited unknowingly. Or perhaps your throat slightly closes when you consider fully expressing your gifts, a pattern formed by past experiences where being visible meant being vulnerable. Saint Germain extends both hands, and the violet flame at the center of the chamber begins to expand, growing gently but inexorably. "You are safe here," he assures. "Everything that no longer serves your highest good can be released now, transmuted, transformed into pure light." The violet flame continues expanding until it begins to touch your feet. You feel a comforting warmth, not burning, but warming, softening, melting the layers of emotional protection you've built over the years. As the violet flame rises through your ankles and legs, emotional memories begin to surface. You might see flashes of moments where you learned not to trust, where you were disappointed, where you decided it would be safer not to expect too much, not to ask for too much, not to be too much. These memories don't surface to cause pain, but to be witnessed and released. Each one is enveloped by the violet flame and begins to transform, losing its emotional charge, retaining only the wisdom they offered without the weight of trauma. The violet flame now reaches your abdominal region, your center of personal power. Here reside emotions of shame, guilt, feelings of inadequacy that may have been planted by authority figures or experiences of rejection. You allow the violet flame to work here, deeply and completely. Sensations may intensify for a moment. This is natural. It's the process of release. You might feel warmth, internal movement, even subtle nausea as emotional layers are dislodged from where they were buried. Breathe through this, trusting that you are safe, that this is a process of healing, not trauma. Rising to your heart, the true sanctuary of emotions, the violet flame encounters the deepest pain and also the purest love. Here are stored all romantic disappointments, all betrayals of friendship, all losses of loved ones, but also all capacity to love, to feel compassion, to connect deeply. The violet flame doesn't erase your experiences of love, but transmutes the pain of lost loves, the bitterness of broken hearts, the fear of loving again. You feel your heart beginning to expand, as if petals closed for years are finally beginning to open again. Saint Germain places his hand over your heart and whispers, "You are worthy of all the love, all the abundance, all the joy the universe can offer. This is not arrogance, it is spiritual truth. You are a unique expression of the divine, and your happiness glorifies creation." Tears may well up now, tears of release, of recognition, of deep relief. Allow them to flow. Each tear carries with it dense emotions that no longer need to be carried. You are washing your soul, purifying your heart, preparing space for new emotional experiences aligned with your highest good. The violet flame continues to rise, enveloping your throat, the center of expression and communication. Here are stored all the times you didn't speak your truth, swallowed your words, silenced your authentic voice to avoid conflict or rejection. The flame works through these memories, transmuting the fear of being seen, of being heard, of being fully yourself. You might feel an urge to sigh deeply, to cough lightly, to make sounds. Allow this. It's your throat releasing ancient energetic blocks. Now the flame reaches your forehead, the space between your eyebrows where your intuition resides, where you perceive truths beyond the obvious. Here may be stored doubts about your own perception, distrust in your ability to know, blocks against your spiritual vision. The violet flame dissolves these mists of confusion, clarifying your inner vision, restoring your confidence in your own innate wisdom. You begin to see with unprecedented clarity not only your limitations, but also your immense possibilities. Finally, the flame completely envelops you, from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head. You are completely immersed in this sacred alchemy, and within this flame, you observe all those dark forms of limiting beliefs that were blocking your golden flame of manifestation. One by one, the violet flame touches them, and they instantly disintegrate, transforming into ashes of light that simply vanish. "I can't" becomes luminous dust. "I don't deserve" completely dissolves. "This isn't for me" evaporates like mist under the sun. Every emotional block, every pattern of scarcity, every fear of failure is consumed by the alchemical flame, and you feel an emotional lightness you may have never experienced before. Saint Germain gestures gently, and a luminous staircase begins to form at your feet, spiraling down into even deeper layers of your consciousness. "Now we will descend into the realm of the deep unconscious," he explains serenely, "where thoughts so ancient you've forgotten you possess them reside, fears so deeply rooted they've become invisible, patterns inherited from generations that came before you." The staircase glows with shades of violet and silver, each step solid and secure, inviting you to explore inner territories rarely visited. You begin to descend, one step at a time, counting as you dive deeper. 10. You feel your consciousness shifting, expanding, accessing areas normally closed to the awakened mind. 9. Childhood memories begin to float at the periphery of your perception, moments that shaped your fundamental beliefs about reality. 8. You descend deeper, reaching layers formed even before you had complete language to name your experiences. 7. Family patterns begin to emerge, ways of thinking you recognize as having come from your parents, grandparents, your entire ancestral lineage. 6. You continue descending, now reaching the collective unconscious, where universal human archetypes reside, fears shared by all humanity, survival programming written into DNA over millennia. 5. The staircase continues, and you are completely safe, completely protected by the presence of Saint Germain, who descends beside you. 4. Whispered voices begin to become audible. Fragments of conversations heard in childhood, internalized judgments, conclusions formed about how the world works. 3. You approach the deepest core where your fundamental beliefs about identity were forged. 2. Almost there, almost at the heart of the unconscious. 1. You arrive at the deepest level. In this space, you find yourself in a chamber even larger than the previous one, but this time made of transparent crystal. On the walls of this crystal, you can see projected as living holograms all the core beliefs that govern your existence. Observe without judgment, Saint Germain gently guides. You are not these beliefs. You are the consciousness that observes them. And then you see, the world is dangerous, and I must always be on guard. There is scarcity, and I must compete to have enough. I am fundamentally flawed. Love must be earned through perfect performance. Expressing my true self will result in rejection. Each belief reveals itself not as absolute truth, but as a conclusion drawn from limited experiences, interpretations formed by a young mind trying to make sense of complex situations, or simply programming absorbed from an environment that had its own limitations. You see a specific memory projected onto the crystal wall, perhaps a moment at 5 years old when you tried something new and were ridiculed, and in that instant decided it would be safer not to try, not to risk, not to expose yourself. That decision of a child became an operating law in your adult mind, limiting your choices decades later. Saint Germain raises his hand, and the violet flame that accompanied you on this descent now multiplies, becoming hundreds of small flames that float through the chamber like sacred fireflies. Each of these flames moves toward a limiting belief projected onto the walls. You watch as the flame touches the holography of "I am not enough," and this image begins to flicker, lose coherence, fragment into particles of light that reorganize, forming new words. I am complete and whole, exactly as I am. The transmutation is not forced, it is organic, natural, as if the truth was simply waiting for permission to reveal itself. Another violet flame encounters the belief, abundance is for others, not for me. And you witness this dense thought form being literally alchemized. The words glow intensely in violet, then pure white, and then reform, declaring, the universe is infinitely abundant, and I am a worthy channel for this abundance. You feel something shifting not only in your mind, but in the energetic structure of your being. Old neural circuits are being deprogrammed, new synaptic pathways are being formed, your very neurology is being updated to support these new truths. Saint Germain approaches you and places both hands over your head, not physically touching, but hovering just above. You feel a current of violet and golden energy flowing from the crown of your head through your entire body. Now, we will install new codes of consciousness, he announces with loving authority. Codes of unwavering trust in your worth. Codes of certainty in your creative capacity. Codes of deservingness for all prosperity. Codes of courage to fully express your authenticity. With each declaration, you literally feel something being etched into your essence, as if your soul is being reprogrammed at a fundamental level. Images begin to spontaneously arise in your mind, you achieving your goals with ease and joy, you receiving abundance from multiple directions, you being loved for who you truly are, you expressing your unique gifts in the world with radiant confidence. These are not fantasies, but previews of potential realities now accessible because the blocks have been removed. You are literally seeing through the eyes of your highest self, experiencing reality from an expanded perspective where previous limitations simply don't exist. Now, declare your truth, Saint Germain instructs, and you feel words emerging from the core of your being. Perhaps you speak them aloud in the physical world where your body rests, or simply declare them silently in your heart. I am the creative power of my reality. The words resonate through every layer of your consciousness, from this deepest level to the surface of your awakened mind. I am free from all beliefs that limited me. The declaration creates waves of release that you can physically feel as shivers running through your skin. I am abundance, health, love, and wisdom in action. By declaring this, you are not affirming something you hope to be true in the future. You are recognizing what is already true in the spiritual realm and authorizing its manifestation in the physical realm. I deserve every blessing the universe wishes to grant me. This declaration dismantles years, perhaps decades, of internalized unworthiness. My thoughts create my reality, and I choose thoughts of power, possibility, and wholeness. You feel this truth anchoring itself not as a mental concept, but as deep cellular knowledge. Saint Germain smiles, and for the first time you see pure joy in his expression. You have accomplished profound work today, he acknowledges. What was transmuted here remains transmuted. What was installed here remains installed. You will carry this transformation back into the world, and your life will begin to reflect these inner changes. He gestures toward the staircase, which now glows even more intensely, inviting you to return. We will now ascend, bringing this new consciousness to every level of your being, completely integrating this alchemy into all aspects of your existence. You begin to ascend the steps, counting again. 1. You ascend carrying your new programming. 2. With each step, this expanded consciousness permeates more deeply. 3. You feel different, lighter, freer, more powerful. 4. Old patterns try to reassert themselves but no longer find anything to cling to. 5. You are emerging transformed. 6. Your conscious mind begins to receive transmissions from the deep work accomplished. 7. You integrate unconscious and conscious mind in harmony. 8. Almost back to the main chamber. 9. You can feel your physical body again. 10. You return completely to the chamber of co-creation, but you are no longer the same person who descended. You are back in the chamber of co-creation, but everything feels different now. The amethyst walls glow with renewed intensity, as if responding to your elevated frequency. The violet flame in the center dances with joy, celebrating the transformation that has occurred. And your golden flame of manifestation, that desire you brought at the beginning of this journey, now shines unobstructed, radiant and clear, without the shadows of doubt that previously obscured it. You can see it pulsing with potent life, ready to manifest in the physical world now that the path has been cleared. Saint Germain approaches you one last time, his eyes reflecting paternal pride and unconditional love. You have accomplished today what many take lifetimes to achieve, he says with a voice full of reverence for the courage you have demonstrated. You looked at your shadows without fleeing, allowed old patterns to be dissolved, and consciously chose to install new truths within your being. This was not a superficial transformation. It was deep alchemy. He places his hand over your heart, and you feel an energetic seal being placed there, as if this experience is being permanently etched into your essence, so you never completely forget what you discovered here. Remember, Saint Germain continues as his form gradually begins to dissolve into violet light. The flame you experienced here doesn't just exist in this chamber. It lives within you. At any time, anywhere, you can invoke the violet flame simply by bringing your attention to it and asking it to work through you. I am always available when you call upon me. You are never alone on this journey of co-creation. His presence merges completely with the central flame. But you know he hasn't left. He has simply returned to his pure energetic form, accessible whenever you need him. You walk slowly toward the golden door through which you entered, but before leaving, you turn one last time to contemplate the chamber of co-creation. You imprint this image in your memory, knowing you can return here in meditation whenever you wish or need additional cleansing, deeper reprogramming, or simply connection with this elevated frequency. The door opens on its own, recognizing that you are ready to carry this transformation back into your daily life, where the true work of manifestation will occur. You walk back through the violet crystal corridor, but this time each step is not cleansing. It is sealing, integrating, consolidating the transformation that has occurred. The crystals now reflect a radiant, empowered version of you, free from the invisible chains that once limited your expression. You see this reflected version and recognize, this is the true you, not a future aspiration, but your authentic nature finally revealed when the layers of conditioning have been removed. Gradually, you begin to bring your consciousness back into your physical body. Feel again the surface supporting you, solid and comforting. Feel the weight of your body. But notice that even this weight feels different now. Less dense, less heavy, as if you've released not only energetic blocks, but also emotional gravity. Begin to gently wiggle your fingers, allowing movement to return to your extremities. Wiggle your toes, reconnecting with your physical form. Gently roll your shoulders, your neck, bringing mobility back into your body. Breathe deeply a few times, noticing how even your breath feels freer now, as if your lungs have more space, as if the air carries more life. When you feel ready, without rush in your own time, gently open your eyes. It may take a moment to adjust to the light of the physical environment. This is normal. You've been traveling through inner dimensions, and returning requires a gentle period of reorientation. Look around the space where you are, but notice if things seem subtly different, as if you're seeing through renewed eyes. This is a crucial moment for anchoring. Grab a notebook or journal, if possible, and write about your experience while it's still vivid. What limiting beliefs did you identify? What physical sensations did you experience during the transmutation? What new codes were installed? What insights spontaneously arose? Writing is not just remembering, it's an act of integration that helps bring spiritual revelations into material reality. Your written words become bridges between worlds, helping your inner transformation manifest in outer changes. In the coming hours and days, be gentle with yourself. Profound transformation can bring to the surface additional emotions or memories that need to be processed. You might feel exceptionally energized, or alternatively, need deep rest as your system integrates changes at the cellular and energetic levels. Both responses are normal and healthy. Drink plenty of water to aid the physical cleansing that accompanies energetic cleansing. Spend time in nature if possible, allowing the earth to help ground your new frequency. Observe your life in the coming weeks with detached curiosity. You will likely notice increased synchronicities, people, opportunities, resources appearing in ways that seem magical, but are simply the universe responding to your new vibration. You might notice old patterns occasionally trying to reassert themselves. This doesn't mean the transformation failed, just that there are additional layers to work through. When that happens, simply return in meditation to the chamber of co-creation. Invoke Saint Germain and the violet flame, and continue the process of alchemy. The manifestation of your desire won't necessarily happen overnight, but the blocks that prevented its manifestation have been removed. Now it's a matter of maintaining alignment with your new programming, taking inspired actions when they arise, and trusting in divine timing. The universe conspires in favor of those who have removed inner resistance. You've done the deep work. Now allow the magic of co-creation to unfold your reality in ways that may even surpass what you originally imagined. I invite you to share your experience with this meditation in the comments below. What did you feel? What blocks were revealed? What transformations did you experience? Your story might be exactly what someone needed to read today to have the courage to embark on their own inner journey. We are creating a community of conscious beings committed to spiritual expansion and aligned manifestation, and your voice adds richness to this collective field of transformation. If this practice resonated deeply with you, consider subscribing to this channel to receive more guided meditations, spiritual teachings, and conscious manifestation practices. Each video is created with the intention of serving your journey of awakening and empowerment. Activate the notification bell to be alerted when new content is published. And if you know someone who could benefit from this practice, a friend struggling with manifestation, a family member stuck in limiting patterns, a colleague seeking transformation, share this video with love. Sometimes, the most precious gift we can offer is a path to inner liberation. Always remember, you are a being of infinite light, temporarily having a human experience. The limitations you experienced were not your truth. They were merely illusions accepted as reality. Now that you have seen beyond these illusions, now that you have directly experienced your limitless nature, you cannot fully unknow it. Something has permanently changed, and from this new foundation, you will build a life that reflects not what you were conditioned to accept, but what your soul came to experience. Deep gratitude for your presence here, for your courage, for your willingness to look within and transform. May the violet flame continue to work through you. May Saint Germain walk by your side, and may your manifestations blossom in perfect divine timing. Until our next journey together. Namaste.